wait for a few people to join this live, and then we are going to get started, family. We are going to get started. Make sure my background is straight. Let me make sure my background is straight. How y'all doing, family? Come on into the room. Come on in. Come on in. Got a few lives going on as of right now. So, hopefully I get a few people to join mine and we can get this thing started. Family, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Rebellious Rhymer Podcast on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share my videos, and comment. Always comment. I ain't rocking the salt and pepper beard. I went on and got the jet black beard going for y'all, man. For myself, really. I'm just not ready to go full gray yet. You know what I'm saying? Just not ready yet. Don't get me wrong. I like my grays and all of that. And I started going gray at an early age too. I started going gray in my 20s. I don't know if it was stress or relationships I've been in or what, but I started growing gray mad early. But I'm just not ready to go gray yet. So I got the black going right now for my beard. So that's just a little side note. Let a few people join the room. Let a few people join this room, join this live, family. And we are going to get it cracking. How y'all doing out there? How's everybody going out there? Hope y'all are enjoying your holidays, your month of December. I'm going to be totally honest with you. This is my favorite time of the year. It's the month of December. It's my favorite time of the year, man. I get that warm, fuzzy feeling, you know what I'm saying, during this month. I like all the Christmas decorations, the lights, the cold weather. Just yesterday I was watching, a couple of Christmas classics. I was watching A Christmas Story. I was watching Frosty the Snowman. I still watch all that shit, man. It's nostalgic. I'm a Gen Xer, you know what I'm saying? I'm really into nostalgia and things that bring me back to my childhood. So, yeah, that's why I still watch A Christmas Story and Frosty the Snowman. I'm going to probably watch Rudolph tonight. I even watched Gremlins. I put my little 4-year-old up on the Gremlins. Let him see Gizmo and Stripe. And, so I put him on to the Gremlins, which is, another Christmas tale. But, yes, I do enjoy the month of December. Well, you say I got to watch A Christmas Story on Christmas Eve, Christmas. Yeah, you know what? You're right. And that's usually when I watch those shows. And I'm probably going to double back and watch them, kind of like what Money Mike, Cat Williams said on Friday. Where he was like, I was just going to get drunk and watch The Grinch anyway, So that's kind of what I do. I, have me a cocktail or something and watch these classics. So I'll double back on Christmas Eve and all that and watch other classics. But yeah, man, that's just tradition. And, that's something that my mom always kept going. So, no matter how woke I get, I'm always going to celebrate Christmas. That's just what it is. Like I said, the woke folks is going to jump down my case. But, like I said, I'm willing to take that. So it's all good. But I hope y'all are doing well, fam. I hope y'all are doing well. Let's go ahead and get started. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all mind? Do y'all mind? As I sip out of my plastic ghetto Kool-Aid cup. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all mind if we get into it? Let's talk about it. So, recent news have came out that the TPS status, that is a temporary protective status of the Ethiopian Americans, have been revoked recently, has been removed.
Aurora's Ethiopian community is being rocked by an announcement from the Department of Homeland Security. It is terminating the temporary protected status designation for Ethiopia. That means any Ethiopians under that status have 60 days to leave the United States, or they could be deported. Your reporter in Aurora, Michael Labeda, went to the Immigration and Customs Enforcement headquarters in Centennial to learn how many people could be affected.
Estimates are that there are more than 30,000 Ethiopians in Colorado, many of them citizens or residents, but some will now need to leave their lives in Colorado behind, they say, with little notice.
It just doesn't make sense.
Lydia Tamarit says there is a very large Ethiopian community in Colorado, especially in Aurora.
We're business owners. We're part of the community.
She says a lot of those people came over seeking safety from war.
It was very hard. There was famine, there was killing.
They were given temporary protected status by the United States government so they could resettle in the United States and work. But those days have come to an end. Friday, Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem announced her decision to terminate the temporary protected status designation of Ethiopia. A U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services spokesperson saying, quote, temporary protected status designations are time limited and were never meant to be a ticket to permanent residency, unquote. Tamarit says the Ethiopian community is in a state of panic and disagrees that Ethiopia is a safe place to return to.
For people that have been here since 2022, they've established a life. They're just sending their children to school. A lot of them do have employment authorization cards, so they have started work. There's still a lot of ethnic war happening. It's really hard for those that are living there to find jobs, to feed their family. There's still parts of Ethiopia that's facing famine.
DHS is giving Ethiopians under TPS until February to self-deport. They add that if they use the U.S. Customs and Border Protection mobile app to report their departure, they will get a complimentary plane ticket and a $1,000 exit bonus. But Tamara says 2 months just isn't enough.
Do they have a home to go back to? Do they have a place to go back to that they could consider safe?
A U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services spokesperson said, quote, conditions in Ethiopia no longer pose a serious threat to the personal safety of returning Ethiopian nationals. Now, the U.S. Department of State does have a level 3 travel advisory out for Ethiopia, saying on their website, quote, reconsider travel to Ethiopia due to sporadic violent conflict, civil unrest, crime communications disruptions, terrorism, and kidnapping in border areas. In Centennial, Michael Aveta, covering Colorado First.
Let's talk about that. So the U.S. Department of Homeland Security is terminating Ethiopia's temporary protective status. Okay. Official end date is set for February 13th. All right. So that's not too far from my birthday. You know, my birthday is February 21st. So that status is set to end February the 13th, 2026. All right, so next year, which was almost here. We pretty much in next year now. So that is giving illegal Ethiopian residents about 2 months to either self-deport or find themselves a way to stay into the country legally. So that's whether that's fixing their status, fixing their temporary protective status, whether that's finishing up their whatever it is they have to do to get their visas. I don't know the process because I am not an immigrant, so you know I don't know what the process is. But they're giving them 2 months to take care of that, to get that done. If they have not self-deported or corrected their status within those 2 months, unfortunately they will be deported. Yeah, so that's I don't know if you guys have heard about that. If there's anything you want to add to that. My thing is, you cannot come to somebody's country illegally and not concern yourselves with your status. And just completely ignore, you know, the previous administration was a little bit lackadaisical when it comes to that kind of stuff. But y'all should have known that this particular administration in these days and times are not really having that. I appreciate the compliment. But so temporary status for Ethiopian Americans are being removed. And it was only a matter of time, man. What I think Trump is just going from one group to another to another. He's G-checking. He's checking your status. He is making sure that people are here legally. He's checking, he's checking and making sure that your status is not, there's no fraud involved and stuff like that. So, that is what is going on now with the Ethiopian community. So my advice to the Ethiopian community would be to, if you're here illegally, do what you have 2 months. That's more than enough time. Stop your busy schedule, your work, whatever it is that you're doing. Put a halt to that. Take care of your business. Handle your business. Get your status corrected. Go to the immigration office or whatever it is you have to do. Handle your business. Take care of your legal status so you do not get forcefully removed from the United States. Either that or you can go ahead and self-deport. And from my understanding, when you self-deport, they give you resources. They give you like a couple of $100 or $1,000, something like that. They give you a few dollars. They give you resources. There's like an app that you can download and you can self-deport. You can self-deport. Excuse me. So you can go ahead and do that. And that, or just fix or correct your status. I say correct your status if you want to leave. And I don't have no issues with the Ethiopian people. To be honest, I don't have any issues with any diaspora people. You know what I'm saying? Just as long as you're doing things the right way, and just as long as you're staying out of our way, of Black Americans' way, and you're not doing things to harm us and to undermine us, I don't have an issue with you. I'll be honest with you. Ethiopian people, from the ones who I've met, and I've met a lot. You believe me, I live in Houston, Texas, and there are a lot of immigrants here. There are a lot of immigrants here, and I've spoken with a lot of different diaspora people, a lot of different Africans from the diaspora, Caribbeans, all of that. And the Ethiopian people seem to generally be some of the nicest people that I've ever met. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. They're good people. In my opinion, as far as the ones that I've met personally, I only knew like maybe one or two that were kind of like assholes in a friendly kind of way. But for the majority of those people that I met, they're real cool. I've never really heard any foul stuff come out of their mouth as in regards to Black Americans. I've never heard any of those things. So that's the choice that the Ethiopian Americans have now because of this temporary protective status. Self-deport. I say self-deport. Get get the resources that you're supposed to be getting. Self-deport. Handle your business. Do what you have to do to bring yourself back to this country if that's what you want to do. Or go home and build your homeland. Build it up. Build your homeland up and make it a place nice enough for us to come and visit. And that's my take on the whole thing. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the hearts. Send your hearts. Send your gifts. Like I always say, sending gifts is not required, but is always appreciated. Okay? And for those who just tuning in, this is an episode of the Rebellious Rhymer Podcast. Black conservatism without the buck dancing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Fix that temporary protective status. Make sure that your visas and your green cards, your student visas, your work visas, make sure all of that is up to date. Make sure all of that is on point. Because I'm going to be honest with you, there's people out here, they don't give a damn if you're legal or illegal, if your status is correct or not. They just want you gone. They want you gone. There's some people here who really do not want you here. They are like, for real, America for Americans only. And, unfortunately, I'm one of those guys that believe that American resources should be divvied to Americans only. Why? Because what other country can you go to where you can enjoy the benefits of that country? What other countries can you go to what African country, what Caribbean country can I go to where I can get some of the same benefits, if not more benefits, than the local people or the indigenous people of that land? It wouldn't happen. It would not happen. So, the same should go here. It shouldn't happen here. It should not happen here. Yes. Much appreciated. I appreciate those hearts and stars and all of that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. If anybody want to add to the conversation, let me know in the comments, and I'll see about getting you on. I will see you about putting you on the podcast and letting you speak your piece. You can join in if you want. We're talking about the temporary protective status of Ethiopian Americans. Now, I have not heard any anti-American rhetoric from the Ethiopian community as a whole. I have not. From my understanding, they tend to be a Christian people. If I'm not mistaken, they tend to be Coptic Christians, which is probably the oldest form of Christianity in the world. Probably the oldest form of Christianity in the world. They got some of the oldest, Ethiopia got some of the oldest churches in the world. They got like the Axum and all of these things, and they got churches that are thousands of years old, carved inside of a mountain. It's really beautiful, man. It's a really awesome sight to see. I have not seen it. I would like to visit Ethiopia one day. As you can see in my profile pic, I've been to some places. I've been to northern tip of Sudan or southern Egypt. I've been to northern Egypt. I've been through the pyramids. I've been through the Red Pyramid. I've been through the Pyramid of Giza. I've been in the Step Pyramids, Step Pyramid of Saqqara. So I do enjoy those old temples and pyramids and things like that. And one day I will be back. One day I will go back to visit. But for right now, there's a delineation movement going on. Like I said, the FBA is a lineage. FBA is not a movement. It is just a lineage. The delineation, though, that is a movement. And that is something that needed to happen because too many, not all. Let me put that disclaimer out there. Not all, but too many immigrants, whether from the diaspora or wherever, migrate here to this country and do things to undermine the Black Americans here. They work their way into politics to undermine the Black Americans here. They get seats in the House of Representatives, the Senate seats, and all of this stuff. They work their ways into positions of power. And then they start reaching back and helping their own people. They put their people first. They don't put the American people first. And that's where the issue lies. Because let me as a Black American go to another country, work my way up into their politics, and then do things to undermine the people, the native people there. Let me do some shit like that. You know what? I wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't even let me do that. I wouldn't even be able to do that. So they shouldn't be able to do that here either. They should not be able to do that here either. So yeah. So that, that's pretty much what's going on with that. There's a temporary protection status is being removed from Ethiopians. They have a choice to either self-deport or correct their status so they can stay in the country. Also, I would like to let you guys know about my brand new partners. Okay. There's an energy drink out there on the internet streets that is called Dubby. Okay. Dubby. Dubby. All right, if you go to w.gg, I believe, it's w.gg. You go to w.gg and you make yourself an order. You can put my promo code in there, okay? I'm going to have the promo code right here on the screen. You put my promo code RRPW, okay? That's RRPW. You go to w.gg, put in the promo code RRPW, and you get a 10% discount, okay? It's a very great product. Gives you a lot of energy. It's a powder that you mix with your water or your drinks or whatever, and it gives you the energy that you need, that energy boost that you need. I prefer stuff like that over coffee anyway. You know, coffee stains your teeth, and it's just a little bit better for you because at least you get to drink it with water. But yeah, that's w.gg, and like I said, put in the code RRPW for a 10% discount. Moving on, family. I wasn't going to stay on this whole temporary protective status from Ethiopians being removed. I wasn't going to stay on that, okay? You know, we're going to move to something else.